Changing our aura. Good day to you, dear hearts, dear souls. We are blessed beings indeed. Today we would like to talk about your self-talk. How do you talk to yourself? What do you say to yourself? Mankind believes that the world he sees is outside of his control. He asks, why is this happening to me again and again? He hears the words and sees the actions of those around him and decries them. He blames their behavior on them and reacts angrily to the unpleasant things they say and do. Many come to believe that mankind is inherently cruel and thoughtless. In reality, those around you are reacting to you according to your vibration, according to your aura, according to your thoughts and beliefs and words about yourself and about them. Your thoughts do create your reality. You are a point of consciousness in infinite awareness. You are a thought in the mind of God. You are experiencing the world in physical form, yet in reality, you are a great multidimensional being, a fragment of God, a drop of divine essence. When you are born into this human realm, only a little part of your high vibrating, magnificent consciousness comes with you, for, as the great and grand being that you are, you could not lower your frequency enough to live in the narrow confines of the physical form. So the consciousness you have here on this earth is at the low vibrating third dimensional frequency. The voice of your soul cannot be reached at that frequency, and so your experience of life is as a human being who does not have access to his soul's great knowledge and the infinite awareness of divinity. You are living in a hologram, a matrix, a computer simulation. As with all computer systems, there are fixed laws, algorithms that run the system. These laws are immutable, unchangeable. As a point of consciousness, in infinite awareness, your soul wishes to educate you into overcoming the indoctrination you receive as a baby, as a child, in your early years in this human life. Your parents, your teachers, mean well, but they themselves have been taught by their caretakers, and they teach you all that they believe to be true. This earthly system is very challenging, for the nature of it is that the human cup is half empty. People are taught to look at the negatives. Human nature is taught to look at what is perceived to be wrong, rather than what looks right. So the child is not praised for his A in math. Instead, he is blamed for his C in writing. When he behaves as adults wish him to behave, he is not praised. That is often taken as a matter of course. Instead, he is blamed for anything that he does that does not conform to the expectations of those around him. The child learns to think of himself as a poor, weak, deficient being who can't do anything right, for the adults are always pointing out to him his mistakes, his sins. And worse, he becomes fearful, for he is told he will go to hell for all perpetuity. Thus, to survive, he learns to conform to the dictates, the desires of the society around him. At school, the spontaneity, the joy of life is trained out of him. He sits in silence with his fellow pupils, listening to the teacher. He is not allowed to speak unless called upon. He must ask to leave the room. He is herded in long lines back and forth, led as sheep by the shepherd. He is not allowed to voice dissenting views. He is criticized by his peers and laughed at and denigrated if he behaves outside societal norms. So that child ends up thinking of himself as a very poor example of a human being, incapable of sound thought, who must defer to the wiser ideas of his betters against his wishes, against his deep desires. Nonconformity, thinking outside the box, brings unpleasant repercussions from those around us. We are social creatures. We wish for the approval of our peers. We have a deep longing for the oneness we knew in our spirit life, and so we do all that we can to be one of our social group, to belong to our society. And with all this confabulating indoctrination, how do we end up thinking about ourselves? Not well. Our self-talk becomes very negative. Blame, shame, and guilt become our mantra and are ingrained in our every word and thought. Oh, why did I do that? Oh, why did I say that? I am stupid. I am ugly. Become our often repeated words. A dark heaviness lies upon us as we squirm about to belong and to be loved. The irony of it is that we cannot be loved. We cannot know the feeling of belonging until we love ourselves. We are caught in a catch-22 situation. We think unloving thoughts about ourselves, and so we project these unloving thoughts out against others. And then we behave unlovingly towards others, for we perceive they are the cause of our problem. We rail at them. We are in turn angry, jealous, depressed, and hurt by their words. They are the cause of our misery, we say. We do not realize that they are reacting to the aura, the picture of ourselves we are presenting to them. And that picture is created by our thinking about ourselves. Change that thinking, change the resultant self-talk, and the hologram, the computer simulation we live in, changes. As we present a happier picture of ourselves to the world, as our self-talk becomes loving, our aura changes, our frequency rises, and those around us perk up. They think, she is fun to be with. She is kind. He is comfortable to be around. You are comfortable to be around when you are comfortable with yourself. When you are uncomfortable in your own skin, this discomfort radiates to those around you. You cannot project love until you feel love for yourself. Hence your thoughts create your reality, and your world outpictures your thoughts. Loving and kind thoughts, a realization of the divinity of all, create a loving and kind environment. So how do we move from our negative entrainment and sad thoughts about ourselves? We need to reprogram our mind. This human journey required us to be programmed into negativity. That programming was done by repetition, repetition, repetition. The same process is required for reprogramming our minds, revising the words and thoughts that we speak and think. Turn away from all that is negative and fearful and programs you into fear. Turn off the news, for that news is programming you into negative thoughts and feelings. Mankind says he has to be informed. What is that information he is receiving? Information is not necessarily truth. It is a constantly repeated agenda of those that constrain you into negativity. Turn away from the naysayers, the negative ones around you. Love all, for all are points of consciousness in infinite awareness. Yet, if you do not resonate with them, you do not have to have lunch with them, or take their words, their harsh judgment, as your reality. Surround yourself with the beauty of life. Be in nature, listen to beautiful music, affirm to yourself over and over again how beautiful you are. You are beautiful as the fragment of God that you are, and you are brave, very brave, in that you are experiencing the challenging life of a human being. Here on earth, You are growing your great multidimensional spirit in love and light. Repetition, 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 dear friends. Immerse yourself in kind words and kind deeds. Look for and see the good in all that surrounds you. Let your self-talk be kind and loving, and all will see you as kind and loving. Your words and the thoughts that your words give rise to do create your reality. This hologram, this computer simulation of the planet Earth experience, can produce any picture of the world around you that your mind projects. Your aura changes. You become charismatic as you turn toward the kind, the loving, the positive. Your mind projects by the control mechanism of words. It is a wonderful system, a wonderful world that God and you have created for your soul's growth. Be well and prosper, dear ones. Love and light, love and light. That was Aita, channeling her higher self. We are blessed beings indeed.